Everything began with me, Edward Smith, a musician in LA, going to another UCLA class, starting a new quarter after 1 year of already studying. It was going to be another usual class day. Little did I know that on that day I was going to meet the love of my life. Everything was already in God's thorough and perfect plan.
I had just moved to the United States. I was extremely excited and nervous at the same time by finally having my dream come true of studying at UCLA. What I didn't know at that time was that God was not only making that dream come true, but also making another dream of mine come to life, meeting the man of my dreams.
There we were, at post-production class. And who was that girl that the guys beside me were talking so much about? And I thought, well, these guys can't see a beautiful woman and not rage about it. Huh. But there was something different about you, besides being the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. All I wanted to do at that moment, at the end of that class, was talk to you. But I'm not the type of guy that goes and talks to any girl, so why was I feeling like that? I realize now that God made me brave enough right there. I waited for you to pack your bags. Meanwhile, another guy was also waiting for you. Crazy. You were taking so long. I even read the whole UCLA pamphlet that was lying on the floor. Okay, then I decided to just go downstairs, or else it would be too obvious.
I was over the moon being at the post-production class. The classroom is really like the movies. How exciting. Students waiting and others still arriving. Then this guy caught my attention. He comes in all bad boy vibes, cute, with his headphones on, not even looking around, going up the class stairs and sitting high up. The first thing I thought was, this one looks like those team captains from the movies. Even though I'm not used to judge people right off the bat like that, maybe because I thought he was those kind of guys that think they are the best and get all the girls. But oh, how wrong I was about that. Finally, at the end of the class, I took a while to pack my stuff, and I noticed that people weren't leaving. They were still inside and gathering around and started having a chat with each other. And then I realized it was raining cats and dogs outside. Like, what? How come it's raining in LA? We literally had 3 days of rain last year. Everybody was kind of shocked, and most of us needed to walk home. Well, now I know that God made it rain that day so we could meet. Otherwise, me and Edward wouldn't have talked to each other.
It was raining, so everyone was still inside. I wasn't going to be able to leave, so that was my chance to talk to her. She was finally coming down. We first kind of started a group conversation, and then I did it. I started talking to her, and both of us went outside. Funny that as soon as we stepped outside, I told her how pretty she was, and she responded, "You're pretty too." How cute is that? The rain was a little bit lighter now, so we walked together. She wrapped her scarf over her head, and man, she looked beautiful. She was literally looking like Jasmine from Aladdin. Before we said our goodbyes, I asked her out. She had just arrived in LA, so I knew she wanted to do some touristic stuff, and nothing sounded better than a first date at the Hollywood sign.
The moment I started talking to him, I could see that all my initial thoughts about him were wrong. He was so charming, like a Disney prince. He also reminded me a lot of Jack from Titanic. I was immediately attracted to him, to his voice, to how smart and mature he was. We had a romantic kind of conversation walking in the rain. Then he asked me out to hike at the Hollywood sign. Something I actually wanted to do so badly since I mostly just got there at that time. It was almost like he could read my mind. It was perfect timing and the perfect person.
Meant for each other and it's fine. I know we weren't meant for each other and it's fine. Cause if the world was ending, you come over.
Present for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Our date was unbelievably amazing. We connected in ways that made us feel like we already knew each other for years. It was divine connection, God's destiny.
A part where we can also see God working in the small details was that any suggestion I made for her was exactly what she wanted for so long. The Hollywood sign, Panda Express, the food I suggested to her, and she went crazy when I said they had orange chicken, something she hasn't had for many years. Every single part connected, our values, our personality, our likes and dislikes. It was too much of a coincidence, but as we know, there is no such thing as a coincidence, only Christcidence. I knew she was the one in that moment when I first sang to her. I might have had a cotton bud in my nose, but that made no difference.
We fell in love so quickly. He is the most romantic man I've ever met. We never thought we could actually love like this. I feel God's love through his love. I thought I was happy before, but he makes me my happiest self. A happiness that I didn't know yet. He asked me to be his girlfriend on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020, 3 weeks after we first met each other. And at the end of March, coronavirus quarantine started. We moved in together because of quarantine, got our roots very, very strong, and now we can't live without each other.
We make each other better in every way. She makes me the happiest man on the planet, and we are each other's peace and safe haven. I am the luckiest man in the world, and that's just the beginning of our eternal love story together that was written by our Lord, our God.
Linda, maravilhosa, princesa, Disney princesa. Saudade, eu te amo. Te amo. Você ama, minha mulher. Perfeita, perfeita.